Hi again, everyone. So you have submitted your responses. You have given feedback to three colleagues that will help them to improve upon their own work. You have developed an action plan. And then now you want to receive, that is step four of the certification module, is receive feedback. So you want to view the feedback that you have received from your colleagues and see how it can be useful, determine how it can be useful for you so that you can improve upon the work that you submitted. I have received two reviews. I already viewed and responded to the first one, and I'm going to be showing you how to, you know, receive and reflect upon the feedback. So you start by clicking on reflect now. So as you know, on the left side of the screen, you'll have the story that I submitted by responding to two questions. So this is the first question. The first question is a story of a group at risk. And then the second question is your plan to adapt your work for that specific group. And then on the right side is the peer review criteria, as well as the rating that I got and the feedback. And also my reflection on how helpful this feedback was and how I'm going to use it to improve upon my work. So let's go through the feedback that I received for the colleague about the story that I shared. And for the sake of this exercise, I considered myself to be a district level community health worker. Okay, so I got a rating of 4, powerful story, but to me, that's not what is most important. What is most important is what my colleague has, the peer, has to say about my work and how I can improve it. So he said this is exemplary, addressed from the onset of the climate crisis to the chain of impacts on health. Clearly articulates the vulnerable group, which is pregnant women during floods and myriad of health challenges of exposure from displacement, water pollution, healthcare. In Kenya, current recurrent flooding in flood-prone areas is something we are also dealing with. Vector-borne disease, malaria during this period poses a big threat. So I would like to, so this colleague has mostly appreciated the work. I would have loved to see if there was something I missed out and would have wanted to improve. But the good thing is the colleague has actually shared something about their own experience. So he said that is about their own context, which is useful, which could be useful for me, maybe to look out among the pregnant women that are affected by flooding, is vector-borne disease, because we know that malaria during flooding, as there are pools of stagnant water, those are breeding sites for mosquitoes which transmit malaria. So that could be something to be looked out to look at as affecting maybe pregnant women because malaria is considered severe in pregnancy. So, but I would have really loved to get, at this point, it's really getting a concrete suggestion on how to improve. So let me go down to criterion two, how I plan to adopt the work for this specific group and want to look at. Oh, and then again, the colleague shares a powerful plan. While that is good and very positive and motivating, but what we really want to look at here is the feedback. Very community friendly and practical solutions offer. I love the idea on maternal climate health kits and its component that adequately addresses their needs. Consider mobile maternal clinics and maternal health services in cooperation to address the trauma experiences which may precipitate postpartum depression. Wow, I really like this. I find that this is very useful feedback which I would love to take into consideration as I am working on improving my plan. So, this is very useful feedback. And now I will go on giving my colleague, sharing my thoughts with my colleague on how I found their feedback. So I'm going to say the feedback is very helpful. Um, and I'll stand by appreciating the colleague. You need to really take time to think through what you're going to share. And remember, there's at least 25 words that you need to put in. Okay, so I've given the feedback, and now how will I use what I have learned? How will I use this feedback that I received from my colleague? So I think I'm going to consider the colleagues' suggestions to incorporate maternal mobile clinics with mental health services for pregnant women into my plan. In the absence of trained mental health professionals, what I can offering pregnant women. So basically, I think that's what I'm going to do. And because I have more than 25 words for question one and 25 words for question two, I can actually confirm my reflection on the feedback that I received. So it is valuable for you to actually take the time to reflect and to ponder upon the feedback received from peers and see how it can be used, because that is the whole purpose and goal of peer learning. See you on our next video. Bye for now.